Learn your rules. You better learn your rules. If you don't, you'll be eaten in your sleep.
She look good instead of she looks good for a big girl. How about we do that?
Hey guys, it's Jermaine and welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I just want to say hello, welcome. My name is Jermaine. I make weight loss, self-improvement and lifestyle videos on this channel. Basically, I'm on a journey of self-improvement and working on myself in every way possible. Whatever that's within my control that I can change, I'm doing it, and I'm sharing all of that with you on this channel. So if you're into those kind of content, you want to grow together and you want to build a community together, then you might want to subscribe to my channel because I upload new videos at least once a week, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss my videos. By the way, I'm also on Instagram and TikTok, so if you want to follow me on there, you can find the links in the description box below. Now let's get right into this video, shall we? So today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some insights into the mind of fat people and obese people, and as someone who used to weigh 120 kg myself, I've showed you guys the pictures. Your girl used to be really big, okay? I'm still big now, but I am not as big as I used to be, and I'm definitely on a journey of losing this weight. So I feel like I can speak on this because majority of fat people think this way or have been through similar traumas. Now, I'm not speaking on behalf of these weirdos.
Could have my tummy out, even if it's just on TikTok for clout. And if you got something to say, shut your mouth, cause I'm a hot ass bitch. I'm a hot ass bitch.
I'm speaking on behalf of just normal fat people. Everyday fat Joe who sometimes think about bettering themselves. After making a lot of videos in relation to just fatness and obesity and what my life was like, I noticed a lot of you guys can relate to me. Thought it would be fun to make a video and share with you guys what goes through the mind of fat and obese people. And if you can relate to this video, let me know. Comment down below anything that you resonate with, or anything that you, or anything else that I didn't mention in this video and you're like, girl, you missed this one. I feel this way, or I know someone who feels this way. These things that I'm about to share in this video, I used to feel this way. I don't feel this way anymore. This is how I used to think back in the day when I used to weigh 120 kg, when I didn't care about myself. This was how I used to think. This was how I used to feel. I believe that if you're working on bettering yourself, even though you're not at your goal yet, you start thinking and feeling differently, and you start acting differently too. You become more confident. Ask anyone who has been on a weight loss journey and did it like the natural and healthy way, they would definitely say the same thing. Even if the person was like 250 pounds and they just lost like 30 pounds, you're still in the obese category, but you're doing something positive for yourself, and that makes you suddenly feel the sense of confidence. You feel powerful, and as soon as you start thinking and feeling that way, you sort of eliminate this kind of thoughts that I'm about to share in this video, because I feel like all of these thoughts that I'm going to share in this video is when you're fat and you're insecure and you don't have confidence and you feel just bad about yourself, you're thinking this way. So let's get right into this video, shall we? So let's start a bit light. I feel like when you're obese, you don't, although you may be stylish and you may dress well or whatever, you always question if this style that you're dressing up is truly who you are, because you're trying to express yourself through clothes that basically can fit you. As it is, it's hard enough to find clothes, so if it fits, you're just gonna take it. I used to wear dresses like this back in the day, and this is so not me. Like, not me at all. This was like auntie dresses to me, okay? But these were the clothes that could fit me, and so whenever there was a party, I was gonna throw on one of these kind of dresses. So you never really know who you are, like style and fashion wise. You're just trying to work with what you've got. I remember one time there was a guy in my church. He's a friend of mine. We're still friends until today, but at that time he literally asked me, why do I always dress like an auntie? And bear in mind, at that time I thought like the dress was hugging me just right and my curves look just fine, or at least like it was okay, it was bearable. I used to wear like really auntie clothes, and as long as something can fit me and I felt that, hey, this actually like falls on my body nicely, it doesn't make parts of me stick out or things like that, and I feel like it falls on me nicely, I would just wear it. I didn't care like whether the color was my taste, whether And I always wore these flowery clothes, okay? And it's, oh my gosh guys, it's just so auntie. I just didn't really have a style. Like, I didn't know what was my style, my identity when it came to like how I dress. And literally as soon as I started losing weight, I was like, oh my gosh, a whole new world. Like, I can actually experiment with clothes and feel good about myself. But I would get really defensive because I know I was doing something wrong. I know I was doing this, and I don't like people pointing it out. It pisses me off. Number 2, I feel like there is 2 different ways we act or behave when you're obese. Or you feel like insecure, you don't feel good about yourself. So one side is we act extra tougher and we put up this shield. We become very hostile. We become very don't mess with me. We become very gangster a bit. We talk tough, we act tough because we're trying to protect ourselves. And then there's the other side, which I was never in this category. These are the people who are very introverted and very agreeable and very like, you feel ashamed all the time, and because you feel ashamed, you're more soft-spoken, you're more introverted, you don't dare to talk to people, you don't dare to put yourself out there, you're very shy. But you're actually not a shy person, you're just insecure, and so you behave that way. You're just like more quieter, more agreeable. You don't want to speak up or say anything. In my experience, I've met not just obese people, but people who are going through insecurities. They behave this way because I've seen as soon as they glow up, suddenly their personality change. So if you're always a person who's very agreeable and very quiet, you would stay that way, you wouldn't change. But if you change, that means who you were before was not actually who you were. I was always the tough one. I was always the super gangster one, the you don't mess with me, the I don't get hurt, just all of this, like I'm a badass chick. Like, that was my personality. That's how I acted. And I remember like people used to always say, oh my god, Jimmy, you're so gangster, you're so gangster. But actually on the inside, I was not like that at all. But I was putting on this facade because I just felt like I needed to. It's like a protection thing. If you notice, like Lizzo, like she's confident in her body or whatever that she says, but if you notice how she's constantly like shoving it in our face and showing it off to us, if you're really confident, you don't need to do that. If you're really confident, you'll just be like minding your own business, doing your own thing. But if you're like, I need to put on this act as if I am confident and I don't care what people say, then you would do stuff to try to be extra tough, extra in your face, extra like, I don't care what you say. And I think it comes from a place of insecurity, because if you're very confident and very secure in yourself, you don't need to do that. And I sometimes feel like I can really relate whenever I see somebody who is really big, because I'm coming from a place of I used to be really big, so I'm talking about people who are big. This video is about fat people in general, so I'm only talking about big. I know there are other types of insecurities, other types of bad stuff. I'm talking solely about fatness, okay? So whenever I see somebody who's fat and someone who's like obese and stuff like that, and they are very extra with their confidence, I don't care what you say, I don't care what you think about me, my mind instantly go to, you're compensating. It's so obvious you're compensating. Number 3, the defensiveness. Obese people know we're fat. We know we look the way that we look. We don't like it when you tell us that. We don't like it when you tell us that, hey, you need to lose weight, or you're too big, or maybe you shouldn't eat that cheesecake. It pisses us off, and it gets so irritating. I remember when people used to tell me, I had a friend in my office, she was the one who would tell me most of the time because she's very concerned about my weight, okay? But at that time, I didn't look at it as concern. At that time, I looked at it like, just shut up, you're being irritating. So at that time, she would always tell me like, because literally this used to be my routine every single day. Morning, I would come into work, I would buy nasi lemak or some kind of noodles or something heavy like that and eat it for breakfast. And that would be like maybe 8:30. And then we would have a break throughout the day. We have like 15 minutes break before lunchtime. So during my 15 minutes break, I'll go get myself like maybe biscuit and coffee, or just something, some kind of snack, okay, like curry puff or whatever. And then after that, I would have my lunch. And my lunch would consist of 90% of the time rice, something heavy, fried chicken and curry, and just like, I'm Malaysian, I'm Indian, we eat curry here like every single day. So I would always have to have like some kind of curry for lunch, and fried chicken and rice, and just all of this like heavy food, right? Right after lunch, I would have to have something sweet, chocolate, ice cream, just something sweet. I always eat something sweet after my meals. And then I would have tea time, and I used to eat tiger biscuit. Now tiger biscuit is like super crazy sweet, and I would eat, so I already ate something like really sweet in the morning after my breakfast. And my tea time, I'm doing this again. And my tea time would not be like just one tea time. I would eat a few times until we're logging off for the day. So we finish work at 6 o'clock. In between lunch, which was maybe like 12:30, until 6:30, I'm constantly eating something. I always had this habit back then of like not just eating like one packet. If it's like one serving size, I would not even think of serving size. I think I shared this before. I don't look at serving size, so I would just think about like how many biscuits would make me full. So I'd be like, oh, maybe 9 biscuits would make me full. So in one packet there's 3. I'll just eat 3 packets one shot. I won't even think about, hey, how do I feel after eating one packet? No, I'll just whack the 3 packets, have my coffee, and then evening I'll go back, I log off for work, I'll go home, maybe we'll buy dinner on the way home or make something. No, who am I kidding? 90% of the time we're buying dinner. And then yeah, and then before I go to bed, I'll probably snack on something again. I think I just listed like 9 meals or 8 meals a day to you, but that's how I used to eat every single day. So my colleague used to be very concerned, and she used to be like, Jermaine, you just ate your nasi lemak. Do you really need to eat this biscuit right now? And I would get so angry, and I'll be like, can you mind your own business? Can you leave me alone? It's my body, it's my mouth, blah blah blah, whatever. And the defensiveness, or even if no one was talking about my weight or whatever, but literally my mind goes there. And so I used to get very defensive and very angry and be like, do you know that I actually eat healthy 90% of the time? Or do you know that people say that carbohydrates are very healthy and you need energy to survive and blah blah. Like I would just throw all these random facts. I'll just get really defensive basically. And clearly I was not eating healthy. I was just making it up. Or people would tell my mom like, hey, your daughter is like really big or whatever, I would instantly cut in and just be like, I actually eat really healthy and I'm big because it's genetics. And that's a lie, because I knew why I was big. Maybe yeah, genetics played like a small part of it, but majority of it was me. But I would get really defensive because I know I was doing something wrong. I know I was doing this, and I don't like people pointing it out. It pisses me off. And then there's constantly comparing ourselves to other people. Just constantly looking, like if you're in a room and there's like another person who's a bit big, you're just constantly looking at the person and wondering like, is she bigger than me? And you're hoping that she's bigger than you. And then as soon as you spot someone who's fatter than you, you're like, I'm a skinny small one compared to her. And it just makes you feel better about yourself. These are thoughts that fat people actually have. I'm not even kidding. Although one funny fact, so when I used to be really big, I used to have a lot of friends who were very small and very skinny, and we would walk in like groups back when we were in school and stuff. And somehow when I walk together with all of this like gorgeous slim girls, in my mind I just thought I was slim too. I don't know if you have experienced that before, you've ever thought that way, but when I'm walking with a bunch of slim people, this is back in the day, I had like no self-awareness, and then I would suddenly think that, yeah, here we all like walking, all looking like pussycat dolls, and I would just think that I look really slim too. And then you walk past like a reflection of yourself. It changes everything. The next one is one that I feel like everybody needs to know. At least once we thought about losing weight. Everybody who's obese or fat has definitely thought about it. Either thought about it, looked it up, tried to do something, and then maybe gave up. Like everybody that's fat, I'm talking about people who have been fat for like a long time, or pretty much like all their life, and they know what it's like to be fat and how you're treated as a fat person. And then you go to this place where you're like, let me try, maybe I can do something about this. And then you try a little bit. Then maybe you either don't have the discipline, or you're in an environment that's really toxic that you can't do it and you feel stressed, or you're just not strong enough, or you just don't want it enough that you don't do it. But everybody has thought about it. I have thought about losing weight like all my life, but like I said, I didn't ever know that it's possible to lose weight the healthy way. So I desperately wanted like a quick fix all the time. I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day there used to be this advertisement for something called Sona Solution or something. It's like this belt, and there was an advertisement every day on TV. It was like this belt. You wrap it around your stomach, and then they will show you how they'll measure the person's waist or whatever, and then they'll put this thing, and it's like really hot. And then when you take it off, and then they lose like inches off their waist or whatever. And I used to desperately want that, and then I think one day someone gave me like not the exact brand but something similar, and I put it on my thighs. I tried to put it on my hips, but obviously I couldn't wrap it around my hips. But I just tried to put it every part of my body to try to get it smaller. Yeah, it really didn't work. As a fat and obese person, you just never feel hot. You never feel like an attractive person, and it sucks. So you're just always trying to compensate in any other way that you can, because you don't. I'm talking about normal fat people, okay? I'm not talking about these guys. You just never feel hot. Like, you never look at yourself and think, yeah, I'm hot. Maybe you'll think like, I've got a pretty face, or you look at yourself and you think, I look presentable, but you don't think, I look hot. And yeah, obviously, I mean, nobody who feels good about themselves is ever going to be like, I feel hot. And it doesn't matter whether you're fat or you could be like extremely skinny, you don't feel like clothes look good on you and things like that. Like, no matter what, or you could have like acne and that could make you feel that way. Again, this video is about fat people, so I'm saying fat people just never feel hot. The normal ones, the regular fat people. The next one, I would think that people who are skinny would just know this, but having lived with my skinny sister all my life, somehow this just never, like, she never realized this, and so I figured like, you know what, I need to put this in this video. Something that people may not know that fat people are always thinking about is that you feel ashamed eating food, being seen near food, holding food, just anything to do with food, and you get so insecure and very uncomfortable, and you hope that no one is seeing you because you instantly think that you're being judged. And I remember like I would get so stressed and upset when like my mom or what would be like, I need to go to the washroom for a bit, can you please help me hold my food or my bun or my whatever. I used to get so irritated. I'll be like, why are you making me hold it? People are gonna think that I'm eating this. Or like, I remember like we just say we go to like McDonald's or whatever, and then you know we're bringing like the bags, the McDonald's packet, going up the elevator. I'm just hoping that like no one steps into the lift and see me with McDonald's in my hand, because I'm just so embarrassed. Like, it's so wild, it's so ridiculous that you're like, honestly, now when I think about it, when I step into an elevator, when I see a fat person walking around with food, like my mind doesn't go there. Like, you just see someone in it, unless like you maybe see like someone who's like morbidly obese and just like gouging enormous amount of food and like avocado, then yeah, maybe you'd be like, oh my god, what are they doing? But you don't think about it, like, but you don't look at someone who's fat, like just on a regular day, you just don't look at someone who's fat and then be like, oh my god, why are you eating this? You know what I mean? But it's so crazy that that's what my mind was always, that, oh, someone is looking at me. Someone, like, if I walk into McDonald's or I walk into Pizza Hut, or even, you know, when you go to like weddings or functions and there's like a buffet line, and you want to fill your plate with food, I used to get so uncomfortable and I used to be so insecure, so I would take a little bit. And then my mom was so sweet, she would always help me, but she was also one who couldn't like just get it that I was uncomfortable, so I have to tell her, be like, mommy, can you please help me get this, I want to eat this, but I'm so shy. Yeah, let me know if you guys used to feel this as well. Again, I'm talking about normal fat people, okay? There are like the special group of fat people who just don't care, and I don't know how you do it, but I'm talking about like majority of the fat people I know, because I was in that place. I had people in my life who were also obese, and we all think the same. So that's why I'm saying that there could be a small group of people who don't think this way, but based on the comments as well, I feel like a lot of you think similar to me, and I guess that's why you're subscribed to my channel, because we're friends. The dread of stepping into an elevator when it's already full, and I used to, oh my god, my mom, she used to always do this to me. I feel like I always talk about all the things she did to me, but she was just so oblivious, she didn't realize it. So, you know, when a lift is crowded, I would always be like, okay, let them go first, mommy, let them go first. She'd be like, no, 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 we can make it, we can make it. And then she'll run into the lift and she'd be like, come, come. And it's crowded until the door. And my biggest fear, the worst thing that could ever happen to me, that will make me feel like I want to move to another country and just run away and hide, is if the elevator started beeping as soon as I get into the lift. I feel like that used to be my biggest trauma. And my mom used to always be like, she would run to the lift and she'd be, thank God that didn't happen to me. I mean, it happened to me I think once at my old church, but the lift was full of people who I was very comfortable with, all like my friends and stuff. But I'm just saying, like when you go into a lift with like strangers and then it starts beeping, oh my God, that was like always my biggest fear. My mom's always like, come, come, we can make it, get in. Another thing that all my fat sisters or brothers might be able to relate to, when someone who's skinny start complaining about how fat they are, they're just like, oh my gosh, I'm so fat, look at my pooch, I look pregnant. Oh my gosh, that used to really piss me off, because immediately I get so self-conscious and I'm just like, girl, if you think you're fat, then what do you think of me? Am I the Hulk? Do I give you Goliath vibes? That used to make me so insecure whenever someone was small and they would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so fat. If someone was thin, they feel like they've gained weight. I feel like it's not right for someone who's fat to take it away from them when they feel like they have gained weight. And if they feel like they are not the best version of themselves, who am I to take it away and be like, oh, but at least you don't look like me, so just be grateful, at least you're so. Who am I to say that? Because at the end of the day, to that person, they feel they could be better than what they are right now. So to them, they feel like they're fat now. They feel like they gained weight and they're not at the best version of themselves. Like I said, everything I'm saying in this video is thoughts and the way I used to think back when I was fat. I don't think this way anymore. And I feel like anybody who's fat, who have lost weight, you definitely agree with me. You used to feel that way before, but as soon as you start working on yourself, you're so focused on yourself and doing your thing, you're not doing this, you're not paying attention to what that person is saying, what that person is doing. I feel like it's not right to take away how someone else is feeling, to judge or to get angry with how someone else is feeling. That's them. It is their life and their path, and they feel like they could do better and they don't feel like they are their best right now. It's nothing to do with you. But because we are obese and we're so self-conscious, everything is about us. We make everything that somebody says about us. Literally, this is me back when somebody would be giving a speech, and even if they mention the word fat in their speech, I immediately get so self-conscious. They're not even thinking about me, but I get so self-conscious and I start looking around. I'm like, are people looking at me? Are people looking at me? Because you're so insecure. When someone used to talk about eating healthy or working out or anything like that, I used to get so uncomfortable, and I would just be like, can we switch the topic? Can we switch the topic? Because I'm so self-conscious. I was so like focused on myself. And I think everyone is thinking about it too. I used to be in circles where people were just literally talking among themselves about like fitness and health and I want to shed a few pounds, and I'm just listening in on this conversation and I instantly get so uncomfortable and I just want them to stop. Or if I'm sitting with a group of friends and we are all talking and somehow the conversation go to like meal prep or eating healthy or whatever, or my friend would sometimes say, once my friend was like how her mother's doing keto or something, my immediate reaction was like to say all the negative things that I heard about keto, because I just don't want you to tell me that someone is bettering their life in front of me, because I feel miserable and I feel bad about myself because I'm not doing anything. So don't talk about this stuff in front of me. It makes me uncomfortable. I'm making all of these videos to open our minds to realize that we need to change. We need to do something about our lives. If you are someone who's already on a journey, that's perfect, that's wonderful, and let's do this together. I'm so excited. But if you're not, I'm seriously voting that you do change your mind and decide that you want to do something to better yourself, and you're being lied to by people when they tell you that this is beautiful, this is comfortable, this is sexy. It is not. Sorry that I sidetracked for a bit, because I mean my mind just went there and I was just like, I had to. If you are at a place where you don't know how to do it, there are resources. Literally, we live in internet world. If you're watching this video right now, that means you have access to the internet. I personally have content on how I lost a lot of weight, and I'm sharing my current journey with you. So if you are deciding that you want to get on a weight loss journey right now, and you are deciding, you know, I want to change my life, but I don't want to do it alone, I'm here for you. I'm on my journey of losing another 15 kg. I'm documenting my plateau. I'm documenting how I'm breaking my plateau, and we can do it together. I'm not one of those skinny girls who are very fit and already lost all the weight and is telling you how to do it. I'm someone who is actively doing it right now. I'm also on a weight loss journey. I'm sharing with you guys my personal struggles as I am trying to lose this weight as well. I'm gaining motivation from you in your comments. I see your comments. I gain motivation from you, and I hope that I'm also motivating you, and we're doing this together. So if you're even thinking like slightest bit that you want to do this, there is resources. If finance is a problem or time is a problem, I am going to be making content on how I used to eat back when I was in college. I didn't have much money, but I was able to meal prep and stuff. So I'm going to be making videos on how I used to, how I shop and how I meal prep or make my food, and do it at a very low budget, as well as how I get in workouts when there isn't enough time. Because at the end of the day, if you really want to do this, it is possible and there is no excuse. And think about it, it's only for a little while. Later, it's just maintenance. It's just making sure that you get in like some workout like 3 or 4 times a week, and you don't have to do anything drastic or crazy. Just making sure that you eat right and you don't like overeat and stuff. It is right now where you just need to be like super focused, and then after this is done, it's just maintenance. You're not actively trying to lose weight anymore. You're just maintaining it. So you can eat like a normal person and work out like a normal person. Now that I've done with that little whatever that was, let's continue. I used to hate getting my pictures taken, and I feel like every fat person can relate to me on this. You hate getting your pictures taken, and if you had no choice and your picture was going to be taken, you always want to be in the middle. You don't want to be in the corners where people can see more of you. So you're always hiding in between people. I used to love like being in the center together with people, so that I can hide like my hips or my stomach or my arms or something, like I can hide myself a little bit. Or I used to be like silly. I used to do something like really stupid, and that was the way I used to cover up for how embarrassed I was that I was a fatty. And the last one, and talking about like taking pictures and stuff and being insecure, we are also always very cautious on like our clothes. We're always adjusting ourselves, feeling like, oh my gosh, I hope like my fats is not seen too much. I remember like, just say I'm sitting down, like when I go for my connect groups and stuff back then, I would always need to put a pillow at my stomach, or put like a blanket, or I would just always want to cover my stomach area, or I would put my handbag on my lap or something. I just desperately needed to cover my stomach area. Like, you're just always so cautious. Even when you're like walking down the street or walking in a mall or whatever, you're just always adjusting yourself, making sure that you don't look too big, and like you're just always uncomfortable. That's the word. You're just constantly uncomfortable. Again, I'm not speaking about these people. These people are the special kind of confidence. I cannot relate. I don't understand it. I think it's borderline delusion. So hate me, persecute me for saying that, but there is no way you feel so confident and you feel really good about yourself like that, dressed like that, when you look like that. I don't understand it. So again, I'm just talking about the regular people like you and me, the ones with self-awareness. I'm talking about those fat people. We're always feeling uncomfortable when we're walking, when we're sitting, either how we look on the outside or how we feel on the inside. We're just feeling uncomfortable just all around all the time. So I just gave you some insights to what fat people think about, and this is just thoughts that we have, especially when you're very insecure about yourself and you're big. This is how we think. These are things we don't admit, and these are things that we're insecure about. So why would we go around like parading it? The irony of me saying that and then making this video. So anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. If you liked it, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell, because I'm uploading videos more than once a week, and I'm on my weight loss journey, trying to break my plateau at the moment, so I'm posting a lot of content in correlation to that. So if you want to check out those videos, I have one that I just posted. You can click up here, and yeah, follow me on my journey. I've got another video that's coming up this week. I'm documenting all my workouts that I've been doing because I think my previous video was more focused on my food really, and so I thought it'd be fun to document my workout part of what I'm doing at the moment. So if you're on a weight loss journey as well and you want to do this together with me, let's do it together. Subscribe to my channel so that we can be on this journey together. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
Could have my tummy out, even if it's just on TikTok for clout. And if you got something to say, shut your mouth, cause I'm a hot ass bitch. I'm a hot ass bitch.